Welcome back to the Oakland Track Notebook. My name is Neil Rule, the broadcast voice of the Golden Grizzlies. We're joined by the man who oversees it all. That's right, it is Paul Rice. I always enjoy these conversations with Paul. And Paul, we know what time of year it is as we sit down and we talk. It's Horizon League Championship time. And for you guys, really, and it is for everybody. I mean, let's bottom line it. But for you guys, I mean, there's been a lot of bobbing and weaving and a lot of stops and starts and a lot of people coming and going and stuff like that. But through all that, the gun's going to go off in the Horizon League Championships on the line.
Yeah, Neil, it was it's been a challenging year across the board for everybody. And, in particular for us, you were involved with our meet a couple weeks ago with the ESPN broadcast. And, we have not traveled for the majority of the spring because of budgets and COVID restrictions and just the fear of going on the road and having things happen that happened to us early in the season during indoor season. And we saw what happened to baseball and our men's soccer team coming off of a road trip and losing the entire team for several weeks. So we stayed at home. We hosted 4 meets. We did everything we could to offer opportunities for our kids to really be as prepared as possible for this coming week. And, in the process, we had, like everyone else, we had some COVID cases pop up. Close contacts took out 20 to 30 people at a time. Even a couple coaches had to sit out a few weeks. So it has been a grind. It has been a challenge. But back in as we turned into 2021, the new year, one of the things that we talked about as a team is, kind of reflecting on what you think it's going to take for you personally to get through the year, to step into a new year, but knowing that challenges aren't going to go away. And I asked everybody, including the coaching staff, to pick a word that they feel like it would sum up how you're going to approach the year. Me personally, the word I picked was embrace. And I've been trying to do everything I can through this whole process this year to just embrace the moment, embrace the opportunities, and embrace what we have, the challenges we're dealing with. And I think a lot of our athletes, a lot of our coaches are thinking that same way. It's like, here we are. We're as ready as we're going to be based on the situation we've had this year. And we know we have some gamers, we know we have talent on our team. And I think we raise our athletes in the program to know what it's like to be ready for a championship. And it's game on this week, like you said.
And Paul, when you boil all that down, I mean, COVID, no COVID, anything like that, you only get so many kicks at the can as far as this goes in your career, in your life. I mean, the amount of chances you get to do this, you count on one hand. I mean, that's what the reality of the situation is, something that you spent your whole life getting ready for. I mean, that's something I think, because you've brought that up before in years past, but that takes on a new meaning this year, doesn't it?
It really does. Sports like baseball, softball, basketball, they play 30, 40, 50 game seasons. And I realize sometimes they're playing 2 and 3 games in one day, but it is limited opportunities for our kids. And they have to be ready from a mental health standpoint, really be prepared and focused. Their bodies have to be ready. And, the challenge of things you can't control. And that's things that we try to preach is, only worry about what you can control. Don't let those uncontrollable things get in your way, which we've seen a lot of that this year. But yeah, you're right. With our sport, it is a challenge. And but this is what we signed up for. These kids have been in this environment all their life. They've been, in track and field and in the sport of cross country, their entire life, their entire athletic life, I guess I should say, at least going through high school and into college. So we know what it takes. And you do have to really take advantage of every opportunity you have. And weather conditions can get in the way, illness and injury can get in the way. But at this point, we're taking everybody that's healthy, everybody that's ready to go. And we have some great young talent that are going to benefit from the opportunity to go and compete at a championship. They may not be full strength. They may not be where we want them to be yet, but they are young and developing. And these are valuable lessons for them to learn, is how to go there and be on that stage and really come through for their team.
Paul, as we mentioned before, I mean, the gun is going to sound and the competition is going to go on. And I know the level that this program competes at and the level you want this program to compete at, it's proven. I mean, I'm a big resume guy. I always say, check the resume, and the resume speaks for itself. But with all that being said, What's it going to take, Paul? What's it going to take this weekend? You're probably going to have to get some contributions from somewhere you don't expect it. That's usually what good programs, what good teams do. What's it going to take this weekend?
Well, I think, April, like I said, has been a challenging month, but we do have some momentum. You look at the last couple of weeks, we had Emily Schaub and Lauren Christian set school records last week in the javelin and the shot put respectively. The week before that, I mean, you made the call, Jimmy Williams. You were on the ESPN broadcast. You called that race. I mean, watching that guy run, the people that we know we can count on that have been there and are going to step up their games. Those are the ones that we're going to be leaning on. People like Connor Getz, who right now is ranked number 1 in the 5K and in the 10K. We're looking for big points out of him. And, across the board in each event, we have some veterans, but we also have some good young talent that are looking to push to that next level and challenge those men and women above them on our team. So it'll be interesting. You look at like our steeplechase athletes who we haven't had a season in 2 years. So they haven't run this event in a couple of years. It's a brand new event for these athletes to get into and score points. And, the coaches have done a masterful job of just keeping everybody focused, having them ready in each of their events, field events, sprints, hurdles, distance, mid distance. We've had some really good performances. We'll continue to build on it and carry that momentum from the last 2 or 3 weeks. The excitement we've had is really all we can rely on here, is just take it into the championships and have everybody going confident they can do their job for their team.
All right, well, Paul, as always, certainly do appreciate the time. Get the conversation in with you. We'll all be watching, and good luck.